father's love, what does that look like? The other day, my son messed up, and in that moment, I had a choice. Was I going to treat him like he was rebellious or recognize that he had just made a mistake? You know, when we found out what happened, I looked him in his face, and it wasn't defiance, it wasn't pride, it was fear and brokenness. And his voice cracked, he started crying, and you could tell he wasn't trying to fight us, but he didn't even fully understand what he had done. And right there, everything in me just slowed down. I looked him in the eye and I said, "But you're not in trouble, but we just want to understand what happened." Because there is a big difference between rebellion and having just made a mistake. Rebellion is the heart saying, "I know what's right, but I don't care." A mistake in a child is saying, "I didn't understand, and now I'm just overwhelmed with grief." And as parents, if we treat every mistake like it's rebellion, we don't raise disciplined kids, we raise fearful kids. And there is a difference between punishment and discipline. Punishment says, you messed up, now you pay for it. Discipline says, let me train you so that way you can grow and know how to do it right the next time. The Bible says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6, train up a child in the way he should go. It doesn't say crush him, doesn't say to shame him, it says train him. And I'll be honest, God checked me in that moment because the way that my kids experience me is shaping the way they'll understand him. If I'm distant, they'll think that God is distant. If I'm harsh, they'll think that God is harsh. And that really hit me. And so I want my home to be a place of security, a place where my kids can mess up and still run towards me, not run away from me. And I know I've got work to do. I've got to connect better. I got to love them deeper, and I need to lead them right because they're not just learning rules, they're learning what love really looks like. So let's go love our kids.